The west coast of Uland has always been feared by mariners. There are no harbors or inlets where ships could seek shelter. Earlier navigational instruments were not very accurate, and wind and currents could force ships off course, so they came closer to the coast than intended. A report from 1866 states, "This is an iron coast without harbors and refuges that ships should avoid at all times except when the wind blows offshore." In foggy weather, it was difficult to make out the low coast, and in stormy weather, the large waves formed dangerous breakers when they reached sandbanks along the coast. Even large ships could quickly become wrecked, and the foaming waves often made it impossible for the crew to reach the coast in lifeboats or to swim ashore. A stranding therefore commonly ended tragically with the loss of a large part of the crew. This is evidenced by the many hundreds of shipwrecks that have taken place along the west coast of Uland. One of the worst maritime catastrophes in the history of the world took place on Christmas Eve, 1811. During a hurricane, the two English warships, St. George and Defence, were stranded near Torsminde on the west coast of Uland. In the inquiry afterwards, you can read, "The large staysail on Defence split at 0200 hours, leaving her hove to under a spanker sail only." Soon afterwards, wide breakers could be seen to leeward and Defence stranded on a sandbank. All her masts carried away a few minutes later. Almost 1,400 mariners drowned in the ice-cold, foaming water. Only 17 men survived. Many bodies were washed ashore during the next few days. The local people buried them in the sand in Dead Men's Dunes. Most of these graves have since been removed by the never-ending erosive action of the waves. A memorial marks the location of this tragic event. Shipwrecks continue to occur. In the 24 years from 1858 to 1882, over 1,200 strandings and shipwrecks took place along the west coast of Uland. During the night between the 12th and 13th of April 1847, the English bark Vertumnus stranded on the coast at Harbourlieu. In his role as commissioner for drifting sand on the west coast, Christopher Berent Cloudy had witnessed many strandings. Together with local fishermen, he took part in several attempts to save the crew of the Vertumnus. They only managed to rescue 4 out of the total of 13. Cloudy was deeply moved by this and earlier shipwrecks. Under his own initiative, in 1845, he had visited England to study the life-saving methods used there. The knowledge that he gained and his personal experience from shipwrecks led him to take the initiative to establish the Danish lifeboat service that was founded in 1852. There have been other tragic events that have resulted in the loss of many lives along the west coast. The largest sea battle in the history of the world, the Battle of Uland, took place about 100 kilometers west of Tuvarin in 1916. More than 8,600 British and German mariners lost their lives. A total of 25 ships sank during the battle that lasted for 12 hours. Many descriptions of strandings, life-saving efforts, war and shipwrecks can be experienced at several places along the coast of geoparking museums, information centers, memorials, and on guided tours. And the lifeboat men are still here.